Hi, I'm Jesus Professor, Dr. Courtney, and in this episode of Prophecy 101, we're encouraging you to eat the horses first. The main benefit of farm animals in starving times is they can turn things that you cannot eat into things that you can eat. Horses are simply much less efficient than most other forms of livestock. Now, some people, like the Amish, have the skills, experience, equipment, and the right horses to be used as draft animals. But if your horses don't produce more food than they consume, when food is in short supply, your best bet is to eat the horses first. And let's not kid ourselves. Let's not pretend that the odds of seeing that kind of starving time are zero. The odds are not zero. I've spent much of my adult life in farming communities, and the vast majority of horses I see are little more than very expensive pets, which consume a lot of food and effort, and yet produce very little beyond some recreation and perhaps some emotional support. Feeding people, especially people you have a responsibility toward, is a higher priority than feeding pets, especially pets that are huge and expensive to feed and offer very little in return. In the time of the prophet Elijah, God sent a famine on Israel, since Israel had mixed in worship of false gods, Asherah and Baal, with the worship of Yahweh, the one true God. King Ahab had also allowed his wife Jezebel to kill the prophets of Yahweh while supporting worship of the false gods. After over 3 years of famine, the people were starving, but in his sin, Ahab had not yet killed any of his horses, and he was so focused on finding grass to keep his horses alive rather than feeding and caring for the people under his rulership. The account of this is in 1 Kings chapter 18. God sent rain, and the famine finally ended only after Yahweh turned people's hearts back toward him, and they repented of worshiping false gods, and they killed the prophets of Baal. So, while eating the horses first is a matter of wisdom, repenting of the sins that bring judgment on the land in the first place is the higher priority. Scripture reveals that sins that bring judgment on your land are shedding innocent blood, sexual immorality, including pornography, which is a form of prostitution, and the worship of false gods and occult practices. But until God ends the famine, it's a much better use of limited land and labor to produce food that people can consume directly. Land that you lack the labor to produce food crops on directly can be left as pasture, but swine, chicken, goats, sheep, and cattle are much more efficient at turning grass into food for humans than those horses. Bon appetit. When the starving time comes, eat the horses first.
The good life is the land where the big grapes grow, milk and honey flow from the morning till the night, and everybody's singing to Jesus. Yeah, the good life is the land where the big grapes grow, milk and honey flow from the morning till the night, and everybody's singing to Jesus. Oh, I love Jesus.